Welcome. Terminal, starring Margot, Robbie, Simon Pegg, and Mike Myers. Terminal follows the intertwined lives of two assassins, a fatally ill teacher, a janitor, and a waitress. And somehow all these people become a part of the mastermind's twisted and evil murderous plan. What do all these people have in common? Well, throughout the film, you kind of find out their connections that they have with each other. First off, we start off with a confessional. We see a dark-haired lady sitting there talking to someone, this mysterious voice, talking to them about being their only contract killer. He goes, I don't know. I have other ones that work just as well. She goes, what happens if I eliminate them? If I eliminate them, would you hire me? He goes, yes. What's your condition? She wants to do all the hits for him, but he has to find her one person. And he goes, that could be arranged. So then we go into meeting the first people of this treacherous game. We go to Bill, who's a fatally ill teacher played by Simon Pegg. Find out that he has cancer in the course of this movie. However, he's standing there waiting for a train. A janitor shows up, played by Mike Myers, and says, no train shows up until 4:04 a.m. So you have a long time to wait, sir. May I suggest you go to the diner and wait there? So he waits at the diner for his train. While there, he meets Margot Robbie's character, Annie, who happens to be there doing her waitressing duties, but there's no one else in there. So it's like she's just waiting for someone to show up. That's very suspicious. There, they start conversing. He says, do I know you? You look very familiar to me. This is kind of the whole premise of the movie. Everyone thinks they know each other, but can't put it where they know each other. So upon their conversation in this diner, Bill and Annie talk about his suicide and different ways to do it. They even bring up the Dark Knight reference with the pencil. Oh, maybe we should shove this pencil right here on the desk and go boom and hit the head right on it. It goes, seems like it would go up the nose more so than the eye, and it's just too dangerous. It's too messy. So little nod there, because as you know, Margot Robbie played Harley Quinn. So then we go 3 weeks, then the next scene goes 3 weeks earlier, where one of the mysterious employer's hitmen is seen captured to a bed, handcuffed to a bed by the dark-haired woman. He awakens in front of her, handcuffed, and she describes to him how easy it was to find him through his various means of his modus operandi right before she kills him. So one contract down now. Mr. Franklin, the employer from the confession earlier, Mr. Franklin, that's what he's going by. We don't know yet who this is. Calls his two hitmen, this older guy and this younger guy, and orders them to pick up a briefcase from the lockers of the terminal. They go to the diner to eat and to open up the briefcase. And when they do, they find a matchbook and money. But there's no Bill here, just Annie. And there's some other patrons, it looks like, but Bill is not here at this point in time. That's easy to know. That's easy to know because this movie goes back and forth within the time frame freely. Let's say it that way, freely. So it's going to be one of those things that you won't know when it is in the movie. But they do mention time throughout it, and so you will know when that is. They wonder why they were chosen by Mr. Franklin when the number one hitman, who they don't know just died, is his number one hitman. They don't know why. So this matchbook leads them to a club where in French pretty much translates to rabbit's hole. There's this whole Alice in Wonderland thing going on in this movie. References all over the place to Alice in Wonderland. Great book. If you haven't picked it up, read it. But they go to the rabbit hole. They're looking for somebody. They sit down. They get showed to their seats. They sit down. And in comes this woman named Bonnie, or goes by Bonnie. Looks like it's Annie from the club, from the restaurant. She's in here dancing and doing it. So she takes the money from him. Say, yeah, I'm the one here. Here's where you go. Mr. Franklin wants you guys to go to this apartment and wait for his call. So they go to this apartment and wait for this call. We know that during this time as they wait, 12 days pass by for them. They're supposed to wait there until they get this call from Mr. Franklin to kill the person who's across the street in the window. That's all they know. Then they go to the apartment, wait for that, and one of the hitmen was told to off his other one by Mr. Franklin because you can't trust him. Then Annie tells the younger one, who is infatuated with her, of that plan and tells him to kill his partner. So we have two partners we have two partners who are at tense with each other in an apartment where they're supposed to stay until this mysterious phone call. Bill and Annie are then seen in an abandoned air shaft in the terminal. This is where she tries to get him to commit suicide, and he describes throwing himself down this deep, dark pit. But he cannot jump. Why? Because he realized that he isn't a good man and will know where he end up be going in. Because we find out when she says naughty girl, everything starts flashing back at him of what he's done. It triggers him remembering her when he abused her as a teacher. She stabs him with the pen right in his neck and shoves him down the shaft. Bill's dead. We have a hitman dead. We have Bill dead. Then we go back to the apartment. The call is made, and the older one gets the gun ready to shoot the person across from the window, to reveal it's Annie standing there on the phone. So the younger guy hits the older assassin with the phone, knocking him out. They take him to the kitchen where he wakes up and they're talking. The young guy shoots him, kills him. And then the janitor somehow shows up to clean up the mess. That's weird. A janitor that's supposed to be working on the train terminal comes to this apartment complex to clean up. Maybe him and Annie are in on it together. We don't know. The younger one's with Annie right outside the terminal, and she shoots him. The janitor shows up with the other hitman's body in his little cart, and then they go to the air shaft where they push both of them down into the air shaft. We realize that they're working together. Janitor returns to the terminal and enters into his janitor's closet, and it's here where you find out he's been watching the whole thing. The terminal has a room, as you can see on the box. It's like a terminal with monitors and computers, and he's watching everything unfold in the diner and in this apartment. We do that, and as he goes there, he takes off his fake teeth, takes off all the prosthetics he's wearing to reveal that he is Mr. Franklin. We see that he's been orchestrating all of this, and he places another briefcase in the locker. As he leaves, Annie shows up. They're talking. Then she goes, I'm not alone. Then he's accosted by Annie and her partner, who happens to be her twin sister, Bonnie. Yes, twins. Then the next thing goes into, and the final act goes into, they have him tied to this chair, and they reveal their master plan. They call him Clinton. We find out that his real name is Clinton, and that he was the one who knocked up their mother. And that's how these two girls became born. And their mother ended up, Claire, their mother, ended up becoming a waitress at the club and a dancer just to make ends meet, so that way her girls could have a better life. But the whole thing. And then all of a sudden, she witnesses Clinton killing a guy. She gets scared. She runs. She runs to her house. Clinton follows her with a gas can, pours it all in her house. With his matchbook, he lights it on fire. She breaks a window, gets her girls out, as she dies. They tell this story, and they say, isn't that right, Father? They call him Father, and they start doing a bunch of more Alice in Wonderland's references, and how their mother used to read it to them day in and day out, cover to cover, every night. And they just love the book growing up and love the story. The girls were then placed in an orphanage because they had no parents, where Bill abuses both of them as a teacher, as a caretaker of in this orphanage, and as a teacher at the orphanage, because it's those orphanage boarding school type of things. Then we find out Mr. Franklin, as well as their father, like I said, pleads for them. He pleads, don't kill me, let me work with you, we could be great together. And they lobotomize him and end up killing him. And then they walk out of the terminal together. And that's how the movie ends. This movie, all in all, is a very good thriller. You're looking for a thriller that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. This is that movie. I will give it about 4.5 stars. Maybe more so 4.25 stars. It's very good. I mean, it's a co-production from different countries in 2018. Yeah, I mean, it was even at Sundance in 2017 and got great reviews there. Anyways, this is awesome. This is an awesome movie. Pick it up if you can find it. It's Terminal with Margot Robbie. This is how the cover looks. Just right there. Remember to hit the thumbs up button, to like this, subscribe, and hit the bell for more videos like this. Every Wednesday I post a new video. And as always, remember, be good to each other. Make it a movie night. Find those budget bins and dive right in.